So, if my pro-DC agenda seems only fair, I cover my favorite piece of comic book media. One of my favorite shows, Young Justice. Just a pilot for now, Independence Day. And right off the bat, the structure is really sound. I mean, exploring the POV of a greater DC universe through to younger characters is already damn brilliant. Gives a sense of scale that not even the original Justice League cartoon had. And right off the bat, this episode starts off with these characters thinking they're gonna get something real good, real good. Today's the day. Today's the day. You also get a good sense of who each of these sidekicks are, just through their interactions with their mentors alone. Robin really looks up to Bat Dad, Speedy's more brotherly, Aqualad's le regal, slight nitpick. Why do speedsters be like this? Just run, 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 in case of stupid circle. Barry, you think you're being funny. Anyway, later the young heroes learn the lessons of disappointment. As Roy revealed, their mentor's been keeping stuff from them, as there's a secret watchtower, which is their real headquarters, and with that he walks out so speedily. Anyway, while the Justice League are on an important mission to save a frickin' sun, the remaining sidekicks see an opportunity to have an independent mission of their own. Maybe even prove their worth, who knows. And then there's the rest of the two-parter from there. So breakdown of each of these three characters. We have Le Aqualad, who is the most mature and least kid-like of the three. There are moments where I considered him to be the least interesting considering how little expression he has, but overall works with the position he's on the team. Then there's Wally. He's good, typical speedster stuff. Decent competency, yet also occasional sluggishness. But I guess also reasonable considering he's 15. He doesn't sound 15. These kid shows, even the best. Even Spectacular Spider-Man, he didn't quite sound like high school twerp. But at least the Young Justice guys aren't in high school much. So easy to forget. Also, Wally could be more annoying later on, but within this space it's fine. Then there's Robin, who... I like Robin. He's very much the MVP. Best Robin as far as I care. In short, most competent, not Batman. Has very believable childishness. Love that despite being the default sidekick, he's the youngest of them all. Like his sort of mysteriousness. The addition that he's kind of a hacker, which is more prevalent within the Bat Family Oracle. Like the bit where Aqualad says we need a plan. Robin goes off way ahead to help Kid Flash. Also love Robin's little observant catchphrases, like being whelmed. Why isn't anyone just whelmed? Anyway. Also something that I like about this very early on set, it's very much a sausage fest. Like it makes sense to have a woman quota, which they do end up having, and even split by the end of the season. But basically these kids developed earlier on, before this episode. Makes sense it would kind of be primarily male. Anyway, notes on the place that's their mission. Cadmus. This is a really interesting place to start off with. It's a pretty big force within the DC universe. Was for the last Justice League cartoon. Like the exploration that this is very much a super science lab, with giant freaking xenomorphs, all under the surface. As the Leaguers Aquaman and the like say at the end, them bad guys are getting smarter, more secretive and alike. Also comment on Dr. Desmond. Relish says this is sheer dickhead. Scientist man who just wants the science get done, and not to piss off uppers. Also of note, during this trip, they end up encountering Liz Superboy, ragey cursed child of a Superman. Like, after being graciously freed, he still acts like a ragey boy, which makes it all the more humorous where towards the end, when it was revealed Longhorn Xenomorph guy was the guy who freed them, and he asks Liz Superboy, "What's your choice, brother?" "I choose freedom." Also, here's a really rich part. Desmond with no more shits to give in just Super Serum, where it becomes Mini Darkseid. Fitting, show about the young heroes being very integral within the DC universe. Face off against Mini Darkseid. You know, maybe some of the stuff I'm describing sounds lame, but since I like the show and I have greater payoff later on, it's all like. Anyway, towards the end, Teen Inks wins, and they end up operating under a subset of the Justice League, not being too public on account of their kids, have help from the likes of Red Tornado, Canary. Makes sense, considering especially now they're mainly all the bigger guys' sidekicks. Makes sense they have basic assistance so they don't get Jason Todded. Anyway, that's the first two episodes. Maybe a little more stronger towards the beginning, but good intro for the team. You know, for future, I don't know if I'll review every other individual episode, maybe focus on highlights, lots of other angles to examine the series, lots of angles to examine different DC guys in general. But anyway, stay tuned, cause maybe I have something planned to see.